it. And in natural sciences, we know that we can transform energy from one type to another. So the will may decide what form the energy is to take. Now, what's your will? It's not your willpower. It's your intention. It's what you're poised on. It's what you think about all the time, or as much time as possible. It's what your where your consciousness is in life. So when you look out at the world, what you see is what you're thinking, what you're believing in. And the moment that we can get that everything that we're seeing can be changed from within is when we'll change it. And I'm including everything in that, from our health to our wealth to our relationships, not changing other people, because we can't do that. We cannot change anybody else but ourselves. And when we change ourselves, it's magical. Everything else changes. Absolutely. So the only way to do this, and we talked about it, Reverend Diane's mentioned it, we mentioned it at the beginning, we have to raise our vibrational rate. We have to keep our vibrational rate really high. We have to have a gold vibrational rate. We cannot create something from the consciousness that created the thing we want to leave our lives. We can't do it. We have to surrender to a higher vibrational rate. Does that seem impossible? No. We know when we're down in the dungeons of life, in those places, when things start to happen, and we have a choice. We can keep spiraling down, or we can spiral ourselves up by letting go, as I said last week, to the power that's within us that can take care of these things if we'll allow it. Florence Shin, who we're going to be studying and working with and having fun with on Tuesday night, said, she has this saying, I cast that burden on the Christ within. She's not talking about Jesus the man or Christ Jesus. She's talking about that place within us that is that same consciousness that that man Jesus had. That Christ within us that knows exactly who and what we are, because we know it. It wouldn't keep coming back to us if we didn't really know it. Why are we all talking about this every Sunday and as we walk out into the world, as we meet with people? Because we know it. We really know it. So when she says, I cast that burden on the Christ within and I go and I walk free, is what she says, which means to me is that I'm surrendering it. I can't do anything with it, with my feeble, kind of mind that looks out and says that's the way things have to be, and I'm focusing everything on what I see. No, I'm casting it on this Christ within that can do anything, this power within me that can do anything. And then I get to walk free and do whatever it is I want to do. And I'm going to tell you, this week, it was amazing how many moments, because another thing is about following our intuition. We can't follow our intuition if we don't keep ourselves in that high vibrational rate. We won't hear it. Because so much chatter, other chatter, it's like a radio station. So much other stuff's going to be going on that we won't hear those little still small voices within us that tell us what to do and what to follow. Those Florence calls them hunches. So, I mean, how many hunches do you get, and how many do you listen to? That's a rhetorical question. I mean, I got like huge ones this week that I almost ignored because I had no outside proof that that could be true. But I said to myself, Rita, there's a reason you keep thinking this. You better pay attention to it. And so I did. And all of a sudden I felt, ooh, okay, good. So it's speaking through us all the time. It's working through us all the time. But if we have all this other stuff going on, we can't hear it. Or if we keep listening and asking other people what we should do, we can't hear it. Gosh, I was thinking about that this week too. We were talking about families. And families are great, but when they get in the middle of what we want to do with our lives, even when we're my age, we're like, stop asking. Just do what you know that you're supposed to be doing. Follow your hunch, follow your intuition. Stop asking other people what you think is the right thing for them to do, for you to do. They don't know. They couldn't possibly know what your journey is, what your trail is. This whole philosophy is about turning within. That's why I love this movie we're going to watch on Friday, because it's all about that. It's all about the guru within yourself and getting in touch with that. And that's how you turn straw into gold. And there's nothing wrong with straw, but I know we want golden lives. We don't want these mundane lives. We want to magnify this thing called spirit, this thing called God, so that we can help and assist others to do the same thing by being not by telling them what to do, but by being shining lights, shining examples of what that is, that goodness and that love and that. And I think that's what for me, that's what I'm working for. So Ernest Holmes, who's the founder of Science, Mind, and Spirit, and if you don't know who he is, he wrote, "Within us is the unborn possibilities of limitless experience." Within us is the unborn possibilities of limitless experience. Ours is the privilege of giving birth to it. Yes. We're giving birth every single day. But what are we giving birth to? If we don't like what we're giving birth to, let's raise our vibrational rate. And the way for me to do that is to start, and it's happened to me this week, and I had to keep reminding myself to let go of the little stuff that doesn't mean anything, the little thing that somebody said, the little thing you want to control, the little thing that you think should be that way, the little thing that, somebody, I don't know, did to you, you know what I'm talking about. My vibrational rate's already going like this because because I'm thinking about it. So that's what, when those things come up, don't ignore them. I mean, if there's something you need to know about them, take care of it, but don't wallow there in the ditch with it, because it really doesn't matter in the end. In the beginning. I mean, we're only here for a short time, right? There's this lady that told a story about, talking about little things. She was going shopping with her girlfriend, who was ready to pass. I mean, basically, she was going to pass from this. She was very, very ill, but they went shopping together. And the woman, not the person that was ill, but the other one, went into the dressing room to try on some clothes, came out, looked in the mirror and said, "Do you think that my hips look too big in this?" And the woman that was passing said to her, "You don't have time for that." Right? We don't have time for all this little stuff. We are great, spiritual, amazing beings of love and light with amazing things that we can do with our lives and be these shining examples of it. We don't have time for anything else. So I'm knowing that for each and every one of us, that we spin our lives into gold. Yeah. And we're not just talking about money here. We're talking about golden lives. Mm-hmm. That might include money. That might include the best relationship in the whole world. It can include perfect health, but it's got to start somewhere. It's got to start in the kingdom, which is in our own mind. And I'm going to close by saying that we have this opportunity to turn pumpkins into carriages, mice into coachmen. Not that there's anything wrong with mice, but they might not get us the pumpkin might not get us somewhere we need to go as well as the golden carriage will, right?
Oh Lord.
Or we have the opportunity to turn beautiful apples into poison ones, right? Yeah. It's all up to us. But we have to be willing, as Rumpelstiltskin said, what will you give me? What will you give me in return? Because there is a bargain. But the bargain is your consciousness, raising your consciousness. You have to be willing to do that and let go of all the other things. In the Bible it says, and I love the Bible because it's got these wonderful jewels and gems in it. Again, the kingdom of heaven. This is the kingdom of heaven, guys. It's here. It's there. The kingdom of heaven is like a merchant seeking beautiful pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went out and sold all that he had and bought it. Now, when I was brought up, that was like, oh, you got to sell all your worldly goods and then you're going to get to heaven. No. The only way we get the pearl of great price, which is that golden, beautiful life, is by getting rid of letting go of all the other stuff that we were just talking about. So I'm just knowing that we're each doing that right here and right now. There's nothing stopping it. We're at choice. We have the will that we can poise where we want it to be. No matter what we're going through in life, we can poise our will there. and ask what that thing we're experiencing, what it has to teach us, what we have to learn from it, because it wouldn't be there if it didn't have something to give us. Everything's here to give us something. And Ernest once wrote, "The world will soon realize it's learned all it can through suffering." And then what's in store for us?
Gold.
Gold in life, and then who knows? Who knows? I'm just looking forward to it. So, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the last straw, and so it is. Thank you. Maria.
May your fear be
Mahalo. That was golden. Absolutely golden. Mm. So continuing on this theme of gold, I'm going to miss my fairy tales because I've been writing about them every day, and on Facebook, I do a blog on Facebook every morning, and I've been I get up there at the computer and I just say what needs to be told today of a fairy tale, and it'll just come to me, and it's been wonderful. So I'm going to share the last 3 fairy tales with you on the end of this month, and it's all about the gold. Robin Hood was one of the first people that I looked at in fairy tales, but I have a different viewpoint of Robin Hood. And of course, you know I'm going to share it with you. Because as a kid, I loved that idea. Robin Hood was like this hero, right? You know, and doing his arrows and running and stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. Anyway, that stopped me cold as an adult. Because no matter how I want to look at it, I'm not sure why I thought it was so cool that you stole from the rich and gave to the poor. And so I really delve into this little Robin Hood, and I'm not to put him down, he did some very good things, and I bet you that he thought he was doing good, because in those days, they were all against the kingdom and the taxes and all those limiting thoughts, but we're not here to deal with the justification of why we get to hate anything. So what I knew about and discovered about Robin Hood is he probably was doing, and he had 140 men with him. We call it a gang where I come from. But so I kind of, all of my illusion of Robin Hood went to another area, but I also dug a little deeper. And I think that Robin Hood missed a few boats, but that's only my perception. I believe that he robbed, now I know why he's called Robin Hood, he robbed the poor of something, of what they called poor. Exactly. That's Robin Hood now from another dimension telling me that I have smeared his name. But what I know about Robin Hood is this, is that he did not allow the beautiful people in those villages to be able to go fishing for themselves. I remember when I first started here, I was in a class and someone said, this theory is so beautiful, and thank you, but are you going to teach us how to fish? In other words, it's really nice that we are all one and God is everything and our source of supply, but if you can't tap into the source, then you can't tap into the source. And so today we're going to end all that because I'm going to give you the magic of how to do that. But let's get back to Robin Hood for just a moment, because he was distributing gold to these villages. But then when they got the gold, what happened when the gold was gone? They had to wait and give their power away again for Robin Hood and his merry men to drop off another deposit of stolen goods. And it taught 2 things. I'm miserable being poor, and I hate the rich. How's that going to work for you? You're caught. I love you, Robin Hood, but you missed a few things for me as an adult. And he was really a hero. I thought everybody loved him. But do you see how when we say the truth, what we consider the truth, they did this, they did that, they taxed us, they did that. And maybe that's all true. But where are you at the end of the day? I want to be that Robin Hood of consciousness that rides into town and says, before I leave anywhere, I'm not going to throw anything at you. I'm going to remind you about you can take your consciousness and spin it into gold. You don't need me. You may need me for a moment to give you a few things to assist you. But not to say that you're poor and worthless and you can't get anything on your own and I'll go steal from the people you hate. We are in a mess now. We're in a mess. So what do they need to know? They need to remember who they are in these villages so that they can say, oh yeah. Thank you, Robin Hood. I needed a few of those gold coins. But I have another idea. They are no better than me, and I am no better than them. I used to think I did a lot of work in the prison systems and in what they call the hood, the inner city. And Bless the athletes that came and dropped off these beautiful $250 shoes. Bless them. But they left. They left. It's great to go to a speaker and hear a great thing, but you got to be here. That's why we come back on Sundays. Because we're not leaving. We didn't drop off that magic thing and then say, you're on your own. Come back, get fueled up, and then remember who you are. Wow. I've always wondered that, those beautiful little children that are sitting there going, these great tennis shoes. And then they're looking at their mother who's strung out on drugs and all of that wonderful stuff that's going on in there. We need to get in there. And people do. Please do not say that I am forgetting all those beautiful people that are also standing in there and teaching and saying, you can do this, you can do this. But it's all consciousness. And if you guard yourself and put yourself in a village, such as the inner city can be at times, it's very, very, can be destructive. We have one power. We can use it constructively or destructively. And if you don't know what it is to use it constructively, then there are opportunities for us to learn. But now that we've completely depressed ourselves on Robin Hood, let us move over to something a little more cheerful. The goose that laid those eggs. I loved that story as a kid, but they never told me that he butchered the goose at the end of the story. Hello, another moment of love here. Oh my God, my whole childhood thing went up in smoke. I was like, I love the gold eggs, every morning. Boom. Here's another one. Here's another one. And this is supposed to be, if you go to Google God, it's supposed to be a story about how not to be greedy. Because what happens in the story is it lays the golden egg, and then he thinks, well, if that's, I'm only getting one a day. I bet there's a whole bunch of stuff inside that goose. You ever been there? Oh, that's lovely. Is there more and more? So that's why they treat it as a message for greed. But it's not. It's a message for lack consciousness. It's a message about having lack of faith. You're getting a gold egg every day, man. Think about it. They're farmers. Him and his wife are sitting there going, holy mackerel. We got a golden egg and a goose that's laying them every day. But they get scared because of why? What if it doesn't last? Ever been there? Oh my gosh, my life is going so great. I'm jazzed. Everything Patrick and Rita say are just like right on until something happens. And then you go, yeah, but what if this doesn't stay? I'm in a really good mood today. What happens if tomorrow somebody says something, or I get my feelings hurt, or I can't pay my rent, or I can't, kill the goose. And it is a metaphor, so let's not, I know all of you are going to go, and thanks for the visual, Patrick. But I learned from that this golden egg, and this is how they tell the story, which is very interesting. They say a man had a goose that laid eggs of solid gold. Every day she produced an egg so that the man found that he was rich. He was rich, nothing to worry about now. After a while he grew impatient with waiting for this golden egg, and he seized the goose and killed her, thinking that he would find the source of gold within her body. That was a left turn that was probably not the best one to take, if you ask me. But he discovered that inside she was no different from any other goose, and of course she never laid another golden egg. I can tell how cheerful you all are now, but let me just tell you, there's more. There's more where I'm coming from. But here's the deal. We went looking for it somewhere else. It was right here. That golden egg didn't just come because there was a random lottery on the farm. It came because the consciousness was enough to say, yeah, bring it on. Bring it on. And when you get your one gold egg, it's like, bring it on. They say, there's another one. And then the next day, another one. And then before you know it, even the goose is learning how to pop out too. But not because you're pushing it. We say that in spiritual mind treatment. Stop tugging at the root. You go, I know it is, and I know it is. I release it. I let it be, and so it is. Where the hell is it? Oh, When are they going to start acting like they're supposed to? And so it is. And so it is. No. There's golden eggs, man. We're all about gold today. And I know it sounds like money, but it's about golden consciousness. It's about feeling the gold within you that nobody can ever threaten you. This message today that I'm giving is about giving your power away. We have given it away and given it away, given it to eggs, given it to fairy tales, given it to whatever it is, given it to Robin Hood. I don't want to be dependent on Robin Hood. I don't want to be dependent on a goose. Think about it. I want to depend not on me alone, me with the power that runs through me as me, that has the consciousness that can make anything happen. If we'll get out of our way and stop making other people and stop making that out there the answer to it. The answer is right here. Can you even imagine, I can, that we have everything that we've ever needed? And as Rita said, there's nothing wrong with getting opinions. There's nothing wrong. But at the end of the day, it's up to you. I hate to break it to you. It's up to you. I have talked to people for hours, and they walk out floating on air, but they still have to make their own decision, right? Okay, so now that we've went into all of that, and you're like totally like in a lower vibration that because of this, but you're not. All you are is it's like energy that moves, and all of a sudden you stop it for a minute and you go. It's like deer in the headlight, right? Oh my God, I have all the power. I've been wasting my time on doing a lot of stuff. I have all the power. Is my nose going to grow like Pinocchio? Am I lying? Am I telling the truth? You know? But here's the last one, a little modernize. I've got the answer to you, and I'm going to share it with you today. Harry Potter. Oh, yes. My wand, baby. And I got this from Everett, because he's been into making some wands, and I called him up yesterday, and I said, I need the power. I'm going in tomorrow. I'm letting him know, man. I'm letting him know that we've been wasting our time with all this jabbering. Gooses and Robin Hood, and we don't even need it on Sunday because we got this. Ugh. So I told him, I was in the car picking it up, and I said, Everett, which one can I have? Because I wanted the silver one, but he wasn't willing to give that up. So I learned a little valuable life lesson on that too. And he said, oh my God, Patrick, it's only make-believe. Say what? Oh, no. I said, yeah, you're right. So then I had to do my lesson out in the parking lot. A little pre-work for today. This is what our wonderful J.K. Rowling says. There is a lot more to magic, as Harry Potter quickly found out, than waving a wand and saying a few funny words. There's more to it than that, isn't there? So I let him know. I said, does this have any power? Does it? I know a lot of people that believe certain things do. Florence Shin, she says, the horseshoe or rabbit's foot contain no power, but man's spoken word and belief that it will bring him or her good luck creates an expectancy in the subconscious subjective mind and attracts a lucky situation. So just maybe. This has no power. Except for the power I give it. Nothing has any power except for the power I give it. But I had a very interesting revelation about it, because in spiritual mind treatment, do you see how it changes my whole body structure having a wand? It's like chest is back and open, and I feel all powerful. And then you put it down, you're like, I have a wand. Wow. See how quickly we can change our thoughts, my friends. So I want everybody to go out and get yourselves a wand, because if you don't have a wand, then you feel kind of like a victim. This is it. So anyway, let me finish it off with this. So we have this idea that this has power, and it does. It's the power that I give it. So in spiritual mind treatment, which is so cool, is that we connect with that one power, not out there, not anywhere. We let it just fly through us as us. Right now I am vibrating at such a high level I can't even explain to you. And vibration doesn't mean shouting loud and getting all excited and jumping around like Patrick likes to do. Power is a very, very, very thing that's in the very essence of you. So here's what happens when we do spiritual mind treatment. I know who I am, and then I point in a direction what it is that my intention is. I'm looking over at Ron back there. And my intention is this: I want perfect. I am perfect. I want nothing. I am perfect health. Do your stuff, wand. But what it does serve me to do is point in the direction of what I do want. Because like in Fantasia, he was just learning about his magic. Remember Mickey? And things were falling and shoving all over the place. And that's what you're doing, what we can do on a daily basis. I have a problem, blah, 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 and the wand. I feel a little powerless right now. So, as I was saying, you point in the direction we have in this philosophy that says love points the direction and the law makes it so. So if you need a wand to point and to use it, but if you think for one moment that this or anything else or anybody else has the power, we are sadly mistaken. 3 years ago when I was over at the Aston Aloha, when we first started, I did a talk, similar but not quite as in depth, about the love. Love. I came up with, do you remember Abacadabra, Alakazam? I added a little something to it. But I want to get in my full wizardy mood. Abacadabra, Alakazam. The power of God is what I am. The power of God is what I am. It's not out here, man. It's a stick. It's a stick. I don't need that stick to use the power that I was given, and neither do you. Wow. Gentle power. So, let's end with this, or let's begin with this. Abacadabra. Alakazam. The power of God is what I am. One more time. Abracadabra, alakazam. The power of God is what I am. Namaste. You are welcome. And this has to go back to Everett. And on a tag of that, J.K. Rowling in Harry Potter said, the power of someone else's wand is never as powerful as your own.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes, honey?
Yeah, that was great.
So come
Really.
Tuesday, and
So
we'll find
now-
out even more.
Am I on? Am I on? Yeah, I'm on? Okay. You can hear me, right? As long as Rob can hear me. Okay, good. So, I was going to say something, but whoop. So, this is our time. This is our time of sacred giving, of practicing the law of giving and receiving, right?
Yes.
And what I know is what we give here today comes back to us 100-fold and is given and with gratitude and received with such gratitude for what it can do. And it's not what it can do. This is just a piece of paper, right? It's the consciousness behind it. So thank you for your consciousness, because that's what makes whatever the amount is powerful. So thank you. So let's read the affirmation in our program, which says, divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I give freely today, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. Why don't you hold on to it? So it is.
Flowing in and through this congregation. I give thanks that the one power, the one presence, the one love, the source of all that truly is moving in and through each one of us, and that these gifts, these tithes, these offerings are a blessing to this center and a blessing to our world as they go out from here to do the work of CSL in the world. And so I simply give thanks, knowing that it is blessed and multiplied in this moment. And so it is.
So it is.
Thank you, Reverend Diane. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, this center is very blessed. Talk about spinning straw to gold. When we think about it, this came from like just an idea, and here we are. Here we are with all our consciousness. Thank you. And here
Look
he
who's
is.
back in town, Kiale.
Kiale is actually our very first youth.
Youth leader.
Crossed our door. And what do we call you?
Youth leader.
Youth leader.
Yeah. And he doesn't give up that position at all, nor should he. So I think you have something to say. No? Yes?
Give him the,
So today we did the 10 Commandments. So number 1 is you shall have no other gods. Number 2, don't make graven images. Number 3, don't take the Lord's name in vain. Number 4, remember the Sabbath. Number 5, honor your parents. Number 6, don't murder. Number 7, don't cheat on your spouse. Number 8, don't steal. Number 9, don't lie. Number 10, don't be jealous.
And we'll be giving the metaphorical to those 10 next week.
I actually wrote the New Thought version of these, and I'm going to bring them next week. So if you're not here, I'll have you. I'll have the email.
Thank you so much, Kiale.
We want to thank George for taking the kids today. Yes.
Oh, she's not done.
We also did this pretty much impossible worksheet.
You were saying that?
Which had a crossword and this thing to decrypt the 4th commandment, which we didn't get because it showed the 3rd, because what it actually says is the 3rd commandment.
Wow. And you thought we were going through something in here. Go in there and try to decrypt.
Patrick's magic wand is what you needed. All right, well, thank you. And let's just do our blessing before you leave. So every Sunday we like to remember that our children are blessed. They are so blessed, and we're so grateful for them. Children all over the world, knowing that they are always divinely protected, divinely taken care of, and divinely supported at all times, no matter what's going on. So I know that's the truth, and I claim it, and I accept it, and I give thanks for it as we affirm together. And so it is. Have a great day.
Before we have, yes, thank you. Before we do that, a couple of things is we have the men and women's group after this, and
Women right up here.
and
men on
also
the beach.
that who had a birthday this month? Raise your hand.
Raise your hand. Stand up so
And
we can
you
sing
have
happy
one
birth-
this Friday. Yes, on the 30th. So shall we sing happy birthday to them before we have
Oh,
our...
and Malia.
And
No.
Malia?
No. She's April.
April.
Oh, Malia
Got it.
was born. That's right. William and Sabina's baby.
Well, whoever. We're all been birthed today, supposedly, so let's go for it.
Happy
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, birthday. Happy birthday to you. Yes. Go
And
ahead.
if anything's come up for you during the service that you would like affirmative prayer for, Reverend Diane will be up here, and Roseanne, I believe. Yes. Okay, so please
And
take
I will be
advantage-
back with the wand.
Take advantage of that. Take advantage of that. So, yeah, and also our treatment box in the back. And if you want to know more about spiritual mind treatment and what it is, check out the beautiful little flyer I put on the board back there, or ask any of our practitioners, and they will explain it to you. All right? So let's close out.
Okay, let's all sing together. Love is all around, below and above. I'm so grateful to love and be loved.
Saturday. Sorry. Oh,
It's ever flowing
looking forward.
from within. Always right here to receive me. I surrender in love, wide open to this love. I surrender in love all the way.
So, what I know right here and right now is just gratitude. Gratitude for everyone here. Gratitude for what we shared today. Gratitude for this amazing spirit that flows through each and every one of us. Gratitude for each and every person that served today. Donna and Sue at the door. Reverend Diane with the meditation. Rob with the live streaming. Ron Stover and his crew for doing hospitality and for providing the cake today. And also to Jonathan on sound. And to the beautiful, amazing people that brought the flowers, Loya, Peter, and Arlena. Thank you so much. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. And for Stephanie for stepping up in the bookstore. And for George with our kids. And especially for these people over here, Christina and Bryn. Maria, Christina, and Bryn. for doing our music today so beautifully. Mahalo nui loa. So much. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And let's let that spirit just move and live and breathe through us right here and right now and take this all out into the world as we just affirm. And so it is.